Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I've got a crazy project to share with you. I'm turning an old, decommissioned helicopter into a unique tiny home. Yes, you heard that right. I've always wanted to build something totally out of the box, and thanks to Joe Schweizer's incredible support, I'm making that dream a reality. This isn't just a cosmetic makeover, we're talking a full-blown transformation. So stick around to see how I turn this metal shell into a cozy, one-of-a-kind living space. What do you think is the most challenging part of this project will be? Leave your guesses in the comments below. The first step, gutting this beast. Let me tell you, this helicopter was definitely past its prime. No engine, lots of rust, and a whole lot of, well, the biggest challenge was definitely the rivets, thousands of them. Everything was riveted together. It was a slow and steady process, but so satisfying to see the empty shell emerge. This part required a lot of elbow grease, but it really gave me a blank canvas to work with. I really needed to clear out every single item that was not needed to make space and create more room to make this build awesome. We got to pulling things out and it was so gratifying to start fresh. Once the interior was cleared, it was time to tackle the rust and grime. The metal was looking pretty rough. I started with a wire brush, but that only did so much. I realized I needed something more powerful, sandblasting. The interior got a fresh coat of paint, and it was already starting to feel less like a discarded aircraft and more like a potential living space. The difference was night and day. Have you ever tackled a restoration project? Tell me about it in the comments. With the shell clean and prepped, it was time to start building the interior. The first thing I did was construct a sturdy floor. After measuring everything I could get my hands on, I started out with a piece of cardboard that I could use as my template. I wanted to give the tiny house a cozy vibe, so I decided to cover the walls with wood paneling. This instantly warmed up the space and made it feel more inviting. I even thought about adding small cabinets for storage, maximizing every inch of space. I was also able to squeeze in a bed. This part was tricky, but I was able to make it fit well. no tiny house is complete without running water, so I installed a small sink and a water tank. The water tank was fitted, so I wanted to ensure that it worked well. So I tested it and it was shooting out water quite nicely. I didn't even have to install a pump, it was coming out pretty good. To add a quirky touch, I even rigged up the original helicopter controls to function as light switches. I also added a klaxon as the doorbell and it works perfectly. I then moved to the cockpit to install some gauges that I received as well as new seat covers for the chairs. The moment you've all been waiting for, are you ready to see this tiny house? Of course, a helicopter tiny home deserves a proper landing pad. I wanted to create a space that was both functional and aesthetically pleasing. To do this, I went ahead and made some improvements to the garage and gave it a fresh coat of black paint. I built a terrace on top of my garage, a staircase to reach the top, then a proper railing to make sure no one falls off. I love how it turned out. With the landing pad complete, it was time for the big moment, lifting the helicopter onto the garage. This was no easy feat. I enlisted the help of a professional crane operator to carefully hoist the helicopter into place. It was an incredible feeling to watch the helicopter gently land on its new perch. I was so glad that everything fits so perfectly. After all the hard work, it was time to celebrate. And who better to share this moment with than Johannes? I'm going to take you on an in-depth tour of the entire tiny house, showcasing all the features and unique design elements. I even added some custom features like hidden compartments. I was so glad everything turned out so nice and sleek. This project was a labor of love. I put a lot of myself into this project, and I learned so much along the way. From welding to woodworking to plumbing, I pushed myself beyond my comfort zone, and it was incredibly rewarding. If you're interested in staying in the helicopter tiny home, let me know in the comments what other crazy projects you'd like to see me tackle. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more adventures. Thanks for watching.